Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart, giving you all the tools you need to create an amazing real estate career. Led by top experts in the field, you'll learn how to sell more houses in less time while creating the life you want. Welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
What's going on? What's going on? Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here, for keeping it real estate. My name is Sara Delansig, and we're going to be talking about some uncomfy things. Like right now, I'm kind of uncomfortable because I've been sick for a week now, and it is one of those kinds of sickness that really just knocks you out, and it's been so my voice, please bear with me during this. I'm trying, I got my Theraflu in a cup, and we're going to rock this regardless, because that is the topic. And we'll get into some things. There's a few things I want to share today, but we're mainly going to talk about, consistency and how to deal with inconsistency or inconvenience and things like that. How to be consistent with inconvenience. I guess that might be the right way of saying it. So this comes from Ed Milet's book, The Power of One More, which is the gift that keeps on giving right now. And next week, I'm going to be on next week at the same time as well. And we're going to be talking about chapter 15 or 16 of his book. So today we're talking about chapter 14. See, that's going to happen a little bit. So just, like I said, bear with me. So chapter 15 or 16, I don't remember which one. I think it's 15, is about leadership styles. And I was fascinated because I devour a lot of content on building teams and leadership and stuff like that, to try to have an amazing culture here in my office with my incredible team. And I really want the people that, are helping me achieve my big, hairy, audacious dream. I want them to feel like it's their dream as well. And I want to put them in the roles that they will feel, comfortable in, excited about, and then that we can get the most out of. So that's going to be next week. And the week after that, I have the amazing Alicia Collins, a dear, dear friend of mine who is just an incredible real estate agent in Casper, Wyoming, who really has taken the YouTube organic growth and TikTok and Instagram and all the stuff that she does on social to a level that other agents can emulate. And she's just really incredible and going through some amazing things, and sells 250 homes a year or more. And so I want to talk to her and pick her brain. So we're going to do that in a couple weeks from now. So, but that all being said, normally I like to start off with some affirmations. And today I found sometimes I very much believe in fate. I believe that the universe brings us, in contact with things. And so sometimes I let YouTube play suggested videos and things like that. And one of them came up today that was like listen to this daily, and I listened to certain ones. And this one has some really good affirmations in it that I really liked. And one of them, is that I will do the things that I don't feel like doing, with a smile on my face and things like that. So I'm going to try to pull this up and see if we can grab a few of them from that video. And sometimes I do real estate related ones, I'm a great agent and I'll have a great attitude, and I'm not just looking for a sale. So there's a lot of affirmations that I do that are specific to real estate, but sometimes sometimes it helps to have other ones, not just real estate specific, but thinking about your growth and your goals, and telling these things to yourself. It might seem strange, but it actually helps. So let's find some. All right. So no, that's not what I'm looking for. And if you guys are wondering, There are, usually I try to send the links, but sometimes I forget. But all this stuff, you can just Google it and you can find it on YouTube. But this is called, I think it says like 1111 in it, and like, listen to this daily. So, actually, you know what? I'll just find out what the name of it is, so that we can make sure that we're all on the same page here. Okay. It is Once Every Morning by Elmer O. Locker Jr. Okay, I'm going to type this in the chat for anybody that's here live. Once Every Morning by Elmer O. Locker Jr. Okay, so this is just one that I like. It's about 10 minutes long, and it says things like, I am worthy of love, I'm worthy of success, I am worthy of happiness, I am proud of myself, I am proud of my achievements, I love myself, I am my own best friend, I am capable, I will achieve great things, I will face today head on, I'm healthy. Some of the affirmations that I like to say are like, I have beautiful hair, because I'm a little bit self-conscious about my hair. I have beautiful teeth. I'm healthy. I have a good attitude, so I do these kinds of things too. So there's just some things that I think they sound silly, but the more that you start to listen to these things, they really do help. And I bring this up mainly because I find in the real estate business, well, in life, there are a lot of people that are insecure and not confident in themselves. And if there was one thing that I wish that I could help others to have, is confidence. And the only way that you're going to become confident is if you do the things that you are afraid of, and are the things that make you nervous. And that is why we are talking about doing uncomfy things. And one other thing though, before we get into that, which is going to be a good topic and I can really talk about for a very long time, is this really cool post. So sometimes I like to bring up like news, and we all know the big news lately. So I'm not going to go there. We don't need to like get into all that. But everybody knows about the NAR settlement. And by the way, just do your homework on the, do not take whatever is in the media at face value. There's a lot of misinformation. So that's side note. I don't really want to get into it, but we all know it's out there. So I'm sure all of you have done your research, but value is value, and just bring your value. So that's another one you should do for an affirmation. I bring value to the table, no matter what. Okay. So there was this really cool post on Facebook that I saw got a lot of activity last night. And so I screenshotted it, and I was like, oh, I'm going to share this tomorrow. So what they posted, an agent, a friend of mine in my area, posted, how much do you pay in rent in what city? Now, if there's one thing that people love to do is talk about how much they pay in rent and how ridiculous it is, right? And so the next thing she did is like, the first person commented, and they said they pay $4,000 a month in actually where I live. And so I was like, whoa. And so the agent then said, hey, she said, girl, let's get you a house. OMG, right? And she started sending listings replied with listings onto that comment. And a lot of activity was on there. This is, agents are always looking for ways to get people to interact with their content on social media. And, they ask questions like, if you could be anything, what would you be? The purpose of it is because if somebody actually comments or likes your content, then the algorithm in Facebook is going to suggest it more often. So this is Instagram, anywhere, right? Like anywhere, any of the social media platforms. So the more that you get people to engage, the more you're going to show up on their feed. So like whoever's stories that you watch the most, those are going to be the first ones that they're going to show you on your reels and stuff like that, or stories, whatever it's called. So I just thought that was a really cool trick. Give it a shot. Make sure though that you do the homework and like send listings, like take what they tell you. There may be some, unicorns, and they're like, oh, I pay $500 a month in rent for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Seattle, which like, okay, do you live with your family or something, right? So like that's unheard of, right? So, but just a little idea that I thought was cool. Okay. So let's move on. The next thing. Yeah. So what we're talking about is this book, I am telling you guys, the book, The Power of One More by Ed Milet. Well, first of all, I saw him in person in Orlando. He was the keynote speaker at an event that I was actually speaking at this time last year, which was very exciting. And I thought, wow, like this guy, it's life-changing. As a matter of fact, I have my stat watch his keynote speech from the EXP shareholders event in Orlando last year, in May. So you guys should check it out. If you can scroll to the end. It's on YouTube. It's a really long chunk, but if you scroll to the end, you can watch Ed Milet. Not that everybody else is Italian, but I'm just saying. Okay, so he was talking about inconvenience, right? And how inconvenience is like the polar opposite, convenience is the polar opposite of success, right? You have to do things that are inconvenient, that you don't like, to become successful. And that's why I was, yesterday I was asked am I going to be able to come on here today? And I said, heck yes, I'm going to be there, because even though I lost my voice and I was just coughing and I've got a couple of Theraflu, I committed to this. There are people that want to know what I have to say. And I think that no matter how I feel right now, I know that this is something that is going to be beneficial and provide value, and I want people to hear it. And I know that they could just run a recording and it's not a huge deal and there's not a huge audience here right now or anything like that. But I know that this is timeless, first of all, and people can listen later and all of that. But second of all, it's character building, right? Like, so like teaching your children, teaching others, like your team, everything like that, you have to lead by example, right? We have to. And so even though I may not feel well and I may sound pretty crappy, I'm here and I'm hoping that it is setting an example. And so these are the things that we're talking about with that chapter 14 of Ed Milet's book. And I listen to this book all the time and I keep rewinding and listening again. I haven't even gotten to the end yet. And every week I feel like I find another topic that I can bring up. So like I said, next week we're going to talk about the leadership qualities, which is something I haven't heard often. So it's a really good one. So hopefully you join us then. Okay. The other thing that I was going to talk about is so with inconvenience, right? Like, what does that mean, right? People are like, okay, so I'll give you an example. I love DoorDash because of the convenience of it. DoorDash means that I don't have to get up. Like I work, my team knows that I pretty much work straight through. Like I don't really take a break, which is really bad. And my husband scolds me for it. But I'll work like straight through, go home, and then sometimes cook dinner and things like that. And then by the time, like I'm eating dinner and then cleaning up, and, my husband is amazing, by the way, and he helps with all of that. But all of that is just a lot. So DoorDash is very convenient for me. And I have the ability to do that sometimes. And I like that convenience. Okay. Right. So that's one kind of convenience that in my life, I find, that I find acceptable in certain balance, obviously with everything. Right. But in other, scenarios, convenience is what stops people from being successful. They don't want to push through. Like if you were like somebody that was mining for gold, right? And you're like sitting there with your pick and you're like not getting anywhere. And if you give up too soon, you may not know that you're about to hit a huge vein of gold and all of that, right? Like, so consistency and convenience or inconvenience are what, like the inconvenience, the blisters on your hands, the inconvenience of being in there, digging for it, right? All of the things, the sacrifice that you make for the things that you want is what will make you successful. And if there's one thing that I can tell you is that real estate agents have a level of convenience. They don't like making calls usually. They don't like doing, they don't like doing open houses. They don't like door knocking. And I'm not saying you have to do any of these things. But I am the call person, right? And And I'm not even here to tell you that like it's 100%, like if you do it this way, it's going to work in 100% of the time. And no, like everything is different, but having the ability to work through the inconvenience and the uncomfiness, that's what we're talking about. And that's how you get through to the other side. So, there's one other point I want to make on this. And then in a little bit, I'm going to share a call that was uncomfortable for me. The way this guy was interacting with me, he was not like feeling it. And it made just, like the way he answered the phone and all of that, like I felt like I caught him off guard and I thought he was going to be really mean. He wasn't mean. It turned into a listing appointment. And my client, Tyler, got the okay to share this and everything. So we're going to share that. And I need to pull it up, but we'll get there. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up is the difference between interest and commitment. Okay. So if you are interested in something, if you have an interest in something, then you'll do it as long as it's convenient. Okay. But if you are committed to something, then you will do it even when it's inconvenient. If you are committed to something, then even when you don't feel good, you're going to do it. You're going to show up. Even if like instead of trying to get out of things, you will push through and you will do it and you will find results and find character and find growth. If you are always giving in to convenience, then the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, it's going to take the things away and you're usually not going to end up in the same situation. And I know people like this. Like I know that they can't seem to bust through. They can't seem to get through to the other side. And so that's why I highly encourage you all to check out Ed Milet's book, The Power of One More. And on that note too, he's always talking about doing one more thing. So like when you think you're done, do one more thing. And the call that I'm sharing today is because I made one more call. I was like, in my gut, I felt this, I felt like it was telling me, make one more call. And then there it was. And then it turns into a listing appointment. I don't know how many of you here are like, okay, you know what? I don't even notice what's going on. Like everything, I'm crushing it and everything I do, blah, 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 right? Like, I hope that for a lot, like all of us can be successful. I hope that, but I know a lot of agents right now that are not there. They don't know. They don't know how to break through and to get to the other side. And they don't know how to work through the uncomfy situations and stuff. And so hopefully sharing this call and sharing all of these thoughts and maybe looking up that book, you can listen to it on YouTube too. If you have, I don't know if it's a pro thing, but Audible, YouTube, stuff like that. Hopefully that will help you guys out. On that note, while I'm pulling this up, Petya had a question this morning. Petya, do you want to come off mute and ask me the question again, and I will just give the answer that I kind of gave you?
Yes, hi everyone. So my question was, what's kind of the average per hour that I say that, when you call a lead, or doesn't matter if it's online lead or, a seller who raised their hand for CMA. I just wanted to know what's the average.
Okay, so that's interesting. You said for an ISA this time, and I thought you were talking about for yourself earlier. So is this for an ISA and not for yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, so every ISA company and every ISA and every person is different. I will say that first of all. I have an expectation from my team knowing what I am capable of, which is a 20 call per hour minimum. That being said, I don't like to make my team waste time on things that I used to waste time on, which would be looking up every little detail and like trying to make sure that I knew exactly like what area they're looking in. Look, you have to understand 90% of people do not pick up the phone. So wasting time trying to prepare for the call. The only thing you really need to know is their first name, when the lead came in, what it came from, and why you're calling. That's it. Anything from there, you can ask the questions. You can dive into it. Like while I'm talking, if they pick up the phone, then all of a sudden now I'm looking at all these other things, their email. Okay, do we have that right? Are you looking in this area? Is this your budget, right? You can ask all those questions later. So some ISAs will make, one call in 15 minutes. Some agents will make one call in 15 minutes. If people pick up the phone, it's different than if they don't pick up the phone. But for my team, I know that it takes 32 seconds for it to go to voicemail if it's an average cell phone, right? If it rings for more than 60 seconds, I tell them to hang up because that's a landline and it's never going to go to voicemail usually. So don't waste 2.5 minutes letting it ring for no reason, which is usually, is something that you have to mention if you don't want them to do that. So it just, once it picks up at 32 seconds, you leave a quick voicemail, you shoot over a text, which is a template that I have in a course, just in case you guys aren't aware. I don't bring it up very often, but I do have a course for all of this stuff too. And then you move on to you set a task for the next time you're going to call. You leave a note that you left a voicemail, you sent a text, and then you move on to the next one. And that's kind of how it works. So that's a roundabout answer, but that's kind of how it goes. Okay, let me see if I can find this line drive. I know I have this. I should have been a little bit more prepared, but as you guys know, I happen to be a little sick. So we're going to give me some grace today. If I can find this in the course. Maybe it's in the course. We're going to find it. Well, I do tell it. Not that one. Not that one. Okay, so I know my assistant gave this to me, and I don't think she's on here. But Danielle, if you are on here, I would love it if you could tell me where to find it. But in the meantime, if anybody has any other questions, I'm going to keep trying to find this. But okay, it's got to be in here. You can type them in the chat. You can come off mute if you have a question. Maybe I can just search it. Media. Maybe it's under media. Let's try that one. Good calls. Now we're talking. Okay. Here we go. Found it. All right, we're going to rock and roll. Don't worry. Sorry for the delay. Here we go. Sharing screen. Sharing sound. Make sure I have the right one. Number 3.
Might sound strange, actually.
But can you guys
but a long time ago, you requested an estimate for
the intro is the most important.
Hi, is this Charles?
Yeah.
Hey, Charles. My name is Sara, and I was just calling you. This might sound strange, actually. But a long time ago, you either requested an estimate for your Toledo home on street or maybe inquired about selling it. Do either of those sound familiar?
I was trying to sell it, yes.
Oh, okay. Did you end up doing that?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Do you happen to have an agent helping you out, or?
Not right now.
Okay. Are you still thinking of selling it, or would you be?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like? So is it street?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Would you like to have an agent come take a quick look and just see what it might be worth? No pressure to sell it or anything like that.
Well, my problem is right now I don't have a vehicle and I'm staying somewhere else. I don't have any way to get over to the house.
Oh, okay. How far? Well, are you in the Toledo area? Or are you far?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we could try to find arrange a way to have. I'm not 100% sure, but I know agents used to pick people up and show homes and stuff. Would you be open to that, or?
That would be fine. Now I'm going to tell you, this house needs a lot of work.
Okay, so it's in some shape that probably.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good to know. I mean, we're open to all. We've seen all kinds of things, So
well, it doesn't have any plumbing in it right now. I took the plumbing out, and because I was going to replace it over the weekend, and this was in October, and I suffered a stroke.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
And so I haven't got the plumbing back in, and now we're no longer living there.
Okay.
We definitely going to have to get rid of it.
Okay, gotcha. So, so the home is not occupied, right?
Right.
Well, we definitely, we see all kinds of stuff. I talked to somebody that was selling a house for 9 or 10,000 the other day. So, we're really experienced with just about anything you should think of. So what I'll do is I'm going to have someone on our team call you back, probably Tyler or maybe someone else, and just try to schedule a time. But just in case, let's see, what's a good time that you could be there, or like if they could pick you up that we could schedule for you guys to meet?
Oh boy. Probably maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. After 3.
Okay. What about we could do it either one. We could do it at 3:30 tomorrow or 3:30 on Wednesday.
Probably Wednesday.
Okay.
I still got some stuff in the house that I do want to get out of the house. The house is in bad shape right now. I mean, it needs a lot of repairs.
Yeah.
It's like to have a good piece of land with it. It's got a 50 by 220 lot with a 2.5 car garage.
Yeah. I mean, it looks really nice in the picture that I see online, like kind of just the outside, obviously, but it looks like a nice, well-maintained property. I'm not sure if it's the one on the left or the right of the tree, but
it's a yellow house.
Oh, it's a yellow one. Well, maybe I'm not even looking at the right one then, because I see a gray one and I see a brown one. So maybe it's
it's the one in between.
Oh, okay. Well, you can't even see it then. There's a giant tree in front of it.
Yeah, pine tree.
Yeah, it's a really big one. Okay, so yeah, you know what? If you have a minute, I could try to transfer you directly to Tyler, and that way you guys can arrange whatever works best. But I don't want to pressure you or anything. And sometimes he's really busy, and sometimes you're busy, so it's up to you.
Okay, because we are trying to sell. My biggest problem right now is I don't have a car, so I can't get over to get the thing cleaned out to at least get the stuff that I still want out of it.
Okay, yeah, I totally understand that. So if I put you on hold for a minute, see if he's available, would that be okay?
Okay.
All right, don't go anywhere. It might take me a second to kind of get him up to speed, and I'll be right back.
All right.
Hey, Charles, are you there?
Yes.
And Tyler, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, I'll let you two talk. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, is this Charles?
Yes.
All right, so that call, that's the first time I've really heard it. Oops, I need to stop the share. Right, go. But you can tell he was like, yes, he didn't really engage with me very much, but he was matter of fact, to the point, very blunt. I tried to kind of make it lighthearted, and he's very businesslike, which I could have stopped right off the bat, when he started saying some things, and the way that you react to what he's telling you is really important too. And this is why I tell people, I'm just a human on phone calls. I'm not trying to be anything that I'm not. If somebody says that they had a stroke and things like that, my heart goes out to them, because that's an awful experience, right? So that's an example though of a call where I had to keep asking questions. I had to be very understanding of his circumstances and sensitive to them. And it did end up, becoming an appointment, and the whole call with Tyler was also recorded, but we're not going to share all that. But he ended up going out there, helping the guy, clean out his house and everything like that. But there were points in the conversation where I could have not asked for the appointment. I was hesitant to transfer it, because most of the times when I try to transfer it to Tyler, he's a really busy guy. He has a team of 20 people. And so normally he gives it to other people, but he's on top of this game, and he happened to answer that one. So it went really well. So if any of you have questions about that, feel free to raise your hands, ask me. I'm happy to answer anything else you guys might have, but that's kind of what I got for all of you today. So my advice is that you keep on doing the things that are uncomfy, the things that make life a little inconvenient, the things that maybe you don't like to do, so that you can start getting through to the other side, break through and get to that well of, all of the gold or whatever. Like, that's really important. That's why I'm here today, even though I'm sick, is because I want agents, I want all of you to be successful and to find a way to gain confidence through my calls that I share and things like that. So that you can see that they don't all go the way that you plan them to, but good things can still come out of it. Have a heart, be a human, act like yourself. I didn't really change, some people are like matching me and stuff. I didn't really change who I was because he was more, not my tempo. I didn't change who I was. I was just myself. And now that being said, if somebody's like, slow down, which I have been told, especially in the South, people tell me I talk too fast. So I try to slow down. It's not the easiest thing for me to do, but there is that too. So, but yeah, that's what I have for you guys today. Next week, we're going to talk about a really cool topic, the 6 things to look for in your team members, or it's basically about leadership and how to put people in the right roles. It doesn't even have to necessarily be your team members or anything like that. It could just be your children. I was learning about my own son through this. I'm like, I wonder which one he is and how I can help him, because my son and I are very alike in a lot of ways, but sometimes we clash, which is normal. So there you have it. Hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys come back next week. Thanks so much.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.